So I called this video JWT versus cookies because I get that question a lot, and I also asked myself that same question when I was first trying to set up authentication. So I'm going to be answering that question, but first I want to rephrase it because you can actually store JWT tokens in cookies. So it's not JWT versus cookies. What we're really asking is JWT versus sessions. So we're going to go through what both of those things are and which one you should pick for setting up your own authentication. So first off, how do JWT tokens work? What are they? So I have a little diagram right here of them, and basically what happens is we're going to have a server of some sort, and we're going to have a website of some sort, or a client. This could also be a phone, it could be an app, and it's going to send the JWT token back and forth, and we know who that user is based on the JWT token, and you can actually store data inside the JWT token. So a great website is jwt.io, and you can kind of see what these tokens look like. So right here is a token, and you can see there's kind of like three different parts to the token, and this bit in the middle is the data. So it's encrypted, but anyone can see the data for it. So for example, here's the payload or the data that is stored in this token, and that's publicly available. Anyone that has a JWT token can see the data inside of it, and so this is what it is. And so that's what the token looks like, and you pass it back and forth, and you know who the user is because you can see the person based on the data that you store in the token. Now compare this against sessions. How sessions work is you will have an ID that you store and usually a cookie on the client. And so every time the user makes a request, it'll send it to the server, and then the server will use that session ID that it gets from the cookie, and it will look up the data. So instead of storing the data in the token itself, we just use that as an ID, and we look up in some kind of table the actual data that we have stored on the user. So this can either be an in-memory, so it can be located on the server. This can be just like an object where you store everything. It could be a database. You could use Redis. Many other things. You can pretty much have the flexibility of storing the actual data wherever you want for it. Now, I would probably recommend, if you do end up doing sessions, to use something other than in-memory. I personally really like using Redis for it. And the reason for that is you can set up something like this. So we have a session here, or a computer here. They make a request, and when you scale up later on, or you may have this right now where you have multiple servers going on, so being able to access that server or session data through Redis, we can now have a load balancer in front, we can have multiple servers, and we can access Redis from all these different servers that we have. So you can use sessions when you have multiple servers and large scale as well. So that's kind of how sessions work and how you can use it if you have multiple servers. You can have them all talking to the same session store, if you will. So now let's talk about kind of the pros and cons to both of these setups. So starting with JWT, a lot of people will call that stateless. And the reason for that is you don't need to store any of the data in a separate store. So like you don't have to set up Redis, or you don't have to store it in a database. It's just in the token itself, which is really nice, which lends itself really well in a microservices setting where maybe you don't want to connect these two servers to the same Redis. They might be separate, and they might be in different clouds. They might be in totally different places, and they need to communicate with each other and authenticate with each other. JWT tokens make a lot of sense because everything is stored in the token itself. And you can use a secret. That's how it's used to validate the token, so you can share that secret across servers beforehand. So that makes a lot of sense. But there are some downsides and some pluses. So there's some downsides to JWT, and there's some pluses to using Redis and sessions and storing that. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but the reason why I like Redis over storing in databases is just querying the data is a little bit faster. Alright, but if I'm using this, if I'm storing the data on the server, it comes with a few pluses. The first being the data is private. So anything that I store on that particular user, I'm not actually showing them that I'm storing that data on them. So when I send that token, I told you that was publicly available. Anyone can see, well, not publicly available, but anyone who has the token can see the data stored in it. Whereas if you're using sessions, that data is stored on the server. So as a client to user, I can't know what data you store. But if, say, Facebook has a JWT token attached to my account, I can just go to jwt.io, paste in the token right here, and I can see the data that Facebook is storing on me with that token. But with sessions, you can't see that data. Now, a lot of times, you may not even have to send private data, so maybe it doesn't make sense to even worry about that thing. So there's some pros and cons. Some of these might not matter to you. It makes more sense to use JWT versus sessions. The other part is you're storing all the data in the token. So that's nice, but it can also be a disadvantage if you're storing a lot of data. Because as we saw up here, we're going to send that token with each request so we know who the user is. And so this token, if it gets really, really big, you want to store a lot of data, then it's going to be sending that on each request, and it can slow down all your requests. Whereas with the session, you're going to be sending just the ID, and so you look up the data later in Redis, and that could be faster rather than sending up between the network. So that's just something to note. I wouldn't say that's a really big concern. And this, for me, is the biggest reason why I like sessions, is you can validate the data or change the data whenever you want to. So because we're storing the data on Redis, I can wipe Redis if I want to, or I can change the data I'm storing on a person's session, and I don't need the token. So because we're storing stuff in tokens with JWT, how it works is you also set like how long it's valid for. So maybe it's valid for an hour, maybe it's valid for 24 hours, or maybe a year, whatever you set. So until it expires or you change your secret, that token is valid. So I can't really just remove that data. So where does this come into play? Well, let's say I want to add a functionality for forget password to my website. And so after someone completes forget password, I want to clear all their old sessions or all their sessions that they used before, because I don't want them to be able to log in with their any other browsers that were in. Or for example, maybe their account was hacked and I want to log the hacker out and make sure that they can't access it anymore. Well, with the JWT token, I kind of have to just wait for that to expire, whereas with sessions, I can actually just straight remove the data from Redis, and now that session no longer exists. So that's really nice. And so that's one thing I really like about sessions, to be having the ability to kind of just change the data on the back end whenever I want, as opposed to having it stored in the token. Now, it's good to know that there's counterpoints to this. You can actually kind of mitigate some of this stuff with JWT tokens. So for example, you can set up a blacklist or a whitelist on your server where you say these JWT tokens are valid or invalid, and that'll allow you to kind of invalidate tokens whenever you want to as well. But for me, if I'm going to set something up where I also have to, if I'm using JWT tokens and then I have to store which ones are valid or invalid, then I feel like I might as well just use sessions. So for the projects I've been working on, I've been primarily kind of moved over to using sessions because I kind of like that setup and the flexibility that it gives me. But I'm storing a little bit more on the server, right? So that's kind of the trade-off of that. But for different projects, I think it makes sense to use JWT versus sessions. So it's good to know about both and kind of the pros and cons of each. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. If you think I missed anything of the pros and cons of each, I'd love to hear about it and what you're currently using for your projects, and if you like it, and if you found kind of any shortcomings with it.